everybody on YouTube. I first want to start off by saying Merry Christmas, and I hope you all have a wonderful holiday with your friends and family. I'm going to be doing a couple more videos. I hope to start doing this more often, kind of like little updates on what's going on with life, the household. Not too much on business, just a little bit things like usually new stuff I came out with, things I'm working on for it. Any kind of tutorials that might be coming out soon. I'm not going to be posting those on this YouTube. They will be on Dream Vision Creations YouTube account. And yeah, I'm wearing a partial. This is the first time I actually wear it partial. I usually wear its full suit, as you see in the background dangling. It needs to do a little bit of repairs on it. I made the full suit myself with the paws, feet, tail, all that stuff. And then Hug Cacti designed the head for me, 3 years ago now? Time's flying by, pretty much. But I'm going to jump right into it. A couple things that I've done this year, a couple new blanks. I don't have them all here, but I do have a new skeletal crow. I got the dragons, point nose and round nose dragon have been redesigned. We did offer those before, but I did some updates on them. Better fit the jaw sets, larger size heads, better eye ports, better proportions, more symmetrical. All those things I'm learning over time and improving myself on every single time I do a sculpture. A couple of the fun things I got to work with is testing out some 2D designs. As you can see from the suits that I've been wearing lately, I've been kind of fluctuating from the realistic more over to the toony side, learning some things as I go. Even with this head here, I put a couple modifications on it. Putting the hair floof, putting teeth in, and of course the horns were added in too, especially made from rubber. These are not plastic ones, so I don't have to worry about them being injured or destroyed in any way. And I can easily wash the entire head. So in doing these experimentations, I used our new Dutch Angel Dragon base, which was approved by Inu, Skypro Fursuits. She's the one that designed the Dutch Angel Dragon species to begin with, and she gave me approval to do a semi-realistic one. This is me taking the realistic version and turning it toony by adding 3D following eyes. And I basically used paint dishes for the eye section of it and discovered you can use window screen for the eyes themselves, and it sticks really well. Like you can sit here try to scratch the paint off of it and it's not going to come off. I've even seen people online do like scratching of it in soapy water, and it still holds up really well, so you don't have to worry about the chipping, painting. Especially if you're like a ski suiter, you can tend to get snow inside your eyes. It's very important that if it gets wet, it's not going to warp and it's not going to destroy the paint that was already on there. So that's really cool that we can actually start offering the screens for the toony eyes as well as the 3D toony eye inserts themselves. Again, I did like modifications to it, add a little bit of padding on it to make it more toony, and this would be a moving jaw. So you can still get a moving jaw with a toony head. We do also offer these in flex foam as well. But I also discovered that you don't have to use it just for a Dutch Angel Dragon. You can also use it for like a caribou character or possibly a cow, just by modifying a little bit in the front and changing the way the nostrils are. Caribous have a little bit larger nostrils than Dutchies. So just by a very simple tweaking of it with foam or with cutting out of the resin, which you can totally do, you can make a whole new character, a whole new species in general. But something else I also did, this was kind of more of like a personal project thing. I decided I wanted to make a mold of it and offer it to the public. We already offered the bird cat horns, which are based off The Last Guardians, one of my all-time favorite games. I was waiting so long for that game to come out. Like when I first was announced, oh god, like 6 to 8 years ago? I don't remember. It was almost a decade. Almost a decade ago they announced it. Whenever I first started playing the Shadow Colossus games, I could play that game I don't know how many times. I think probably like 12 times now. It's like one boss after another game. There is no in-between crap. It's just bosses. Tons of bosses. And when I found out the creators were going to essentially design an emotional version game with a large creature and a little tiny boy, I was like, oh, look at the creature, it's so adorable, pretty much. And then they're saying like, oh, it's not going to happen, oh, it's in production, oh, they're still working on it, company has flopped, it's not going to happen, and then all of a sudden, poof, like 2 years ago, there it was. It was offered, it was online, I could pre-order. So I immediately like pre-ordered that box, and got it, and of course I absolutely fell in love with the character. I mean, I love Toothless, as noted by my shirt. So seeing something like that in game format, where it has such a story to tell without actually the words essentially being there, it's just the emotion goes through the creature, and it's like, I want to make one now because I'm easily influenced. So I started designing for cat heads, and they just became available. We had a mold initially about a month ago, however it suffered a blow to the front of the snout, and it was soft clay, so it got injured. So now we actually have a finished version of it. This is of course a black one. I was doing some experimentations with it, and I have one that is almost to the ready stage of furring, and I will be selling that one just because I wanted to experiment with it and see how the hinging is going to be, so we can make sure that the product's going to be good for our customers. So I will be offering this one here up for sale, and it's already got the tear duct vision installed. It has one of my custom painted eyes in them. It's very, very dark color, just like the creature does. And what's really cool is that these horns, which are the ones I have had offered for a couple years now, are actually translucent, and they have drill holes underneath of them. So you can put 2 double LEDs in them and they'll glow whatever color LED you put in them, essentially. I prefer doing white because that's more true to the creature, but also the eyes are so deep inside the head. Granted, I only filled the molds up 3/4 of the way I normally do. You can put LEDs around these eyes, and you can make the eyes glow too, if you want to get that special effect for whenever the creature's scared or when he's really excited for a barrel, essentially. But this one, all it needs is a finished paint job on the face, and you can start furring it. I've already padded up the inside of the head for the wearer. It's kind of hard to see because it's so dark in there. But the vision's actually really, really good in this. You might not think so because of where the tear ducts are pointing, but it's still good. Like, I've actually taken a video of how it looks on the inside. But I'll be selling that with finished ears. So now be paused. So you're already going to have the Trico ears made of fox shape and foam. So again, all you gotta do is make a pattern and fur it. So yeah, that's 2 things I was really excited about. Again, the black one there is one I'm going to be making myself, and I have like a pile hidden back here of all the furs I'm going to be using for it. So I'm hoping at some point for 2018, I don't know exactly when the date's going to be, that I'm going to have a full suit of that one. Originally, I wanted to really do another Toothless costume, but sadly, I just don't have the space for it right now, not until some things possibly change in the household. That's one thing I gotta be really careful about. It's like, everyone's like, oh, make this costume, make that costume, do this, do that. I gotta make sure that I've got room and time to be able to make these things. And also, I really gotta make sure that any costume that I make is something I'm gonna be wearing to multiple events, because otherwise it kind of takes away the point of me having the space for it to just sit in the closet all the time. That also brings up another point. I'm going to actually be selling a Mano kit partial. I have it up on Twitter, a Monoyasha DVC, essentially. And it's a blue Mano kit. I absolutely love the design. It's the whole reason why I bought the Adopt in the first place. However, I really haven't bonded to the character, and just been kind of sitting in the closet since I made it back in July. And so yeah, I decided I'm going to go ahead and sell it. I don't even have a duct tape dummy right now. In fact, making that suit back there, one of my artist friends has the dummy. It's kind of old at this point. Like, the dummy itself is like about 6 years old. So I really got to do another one, and I just haven't had the time to do that. So I decided I'm just going to go ahead and sell it to somebody who actually can really enjoy the partial. It has a really cool swishing tail to it. I'll probably be uploading a video compiling a couple pictures of the suit, as well as the motion of the tail. Again, is another suit that I really wanted to experiment something new with, and this one was a really nice tail that flops back and forth like a shark, but still has a structure to it. Since I do notice a lot of people who are trying to make shark and fish tails tend to not put enough of a spine in it, so it kind of droops down and just kind of hangs, and it doesn't look like what it was originally supposed to. So I really wanted to try, see what I could do with it, and if I could get it to work, and I was able to get it to work, so I'm really happy about that. and something else I can put like a little slash mark saying I learned this, because that's one thing I always love doing. I always love learning. It's like no matter how much I think I know, there's always something new out there I can discover. So it's always cool to kind of take some of these projects and try something different. Like the Trico head here. I mean, I had to really think about how I was going to do that mouth just for doing the mold, because the fact it's got so much of an underlip to it. I didn't know exactly how I was going to do that. I didn't know if it was going to turn out right. That was another experimentation, as well as painting the eyes, because the eyes here have a reflective paint on the pupils, so it looks like it's black, but whenever the light hits it just right, it shines green. Though it's not terribly noticeable like it would be for any kind of nighttime creature that gets a light shown in its eye, and it really, really like shines back. It's still enough of an effect for me to say, yes, that's actually a good experiment. That was a good experiment. But I do want to try out some new things and see if I can do multi-layers with eyes and try to really get that effect. Especially with this creature has like this ability to have their eyes change from like a green to a pink, like the actual pupil changes from green to pink. I really want to be able to try to achieve that. And if I'm going to enter this thing into any kind of contest, I gotta really make sure that I'm doing everything above and beyond as far as my skills are compiled of right now. And I really want to try doing some armor work, because my armor work has been very much limited to hip padding, like layers of metal. If that tells you anything, if I was making something in metal, that was a long time ago, because let me tell you, cons nowadays, anime conventions do not allow anything metal anymore, so it's been some time. It's been definitely some time since I've done that, and I really want to try doing the foam smithing with Ava foam. And like you've seen in my recent video, the toothless head, I've really been trying to dive more into working with Ava foam shapes and trying to do layers of stuff, attaching pieces together, best glues to use, heat forming, sanding, and all these kind of things. So if I do the Trico, I really actually want to make one with full armor. So it's not going to necessarily be the kids' Trico. It could be one of the quote-unquote bad Tricos, but I haven't seen anybody do it yet. So there's plenty of artwork out there and pictures and snapshots and screenshots, so I should be able to get enough information to see all the details, because I know their armor has like tons of like scroll work, I guess. It's like it's hard to explain. It's just basically just a lot of detail it's going to go into it. So I wanted to do a lot of like drilling into the foam in order to get that in there, and heat sealing it and stuff, and then figuring out different kinds of sealers and rubbers, and it's a whole nother category that I gotta do testing and learning on. But yeah, I mean, that's all that's going on for right now. I got some projects I gotta finish up for some friends of mine, and our next convention is gonna be Furry Fiesta. We won't have a hotel room, so I don't know if I'm gonna be running around in a suit at all for that con. I might just end up going there and working it essentially. But we definitely decided we're going to cut down the conventions. We went to a lot this year. If you guys have seen me on Twitter or have watched our FA post on Dream Vision Creations site, we went to seven cons? 6 cons? I think it's Furry Fiesta, VLFC, Anthrocon, Megaplex, Anther Northwest, MFF. 6 cons. Normally we do 3. Like we go to Furry Fiesta, Anthrocon, and maybe MFF if we get a table. But they've MFF has opened up a new venue, so they're actually utilizing a convention center that everybody walks through and just dies because it's overheated. But it was a really nice space. Like I really felt like I was at Anthrocon because of how big it was, and from what I heard, they've actually done more numbers than AC. But getting a little bit off topic here, I'm going to go ahead and cut this video off. Don't want it to be too long, and it's probably already excessive as is because I talk too much. But I want to thank you all so much for watching my YouTube channel. I hope to see you on more more posts I put up on the videos, and thank you all for the support. For those who have known me for a decade or so, That's awesome. I've seen a couple of you at cons, which is really, really cool, saying that you've seen me back in my cosplay days. I've been watching my channel since then. It's like, yay, cosplayer to furry. It was bound to happen. I love making creature costumes more so than clothing. I hate making clothing. I'll do it. I can do it well, but it's like, I just prefer making something with fluff because it's more fun. And you get to shave it, and you get to airbrush it, and do all those other kind of things to it. But yes, until next time, bye! Have a happy holiday!